Welcome to the Mindfulness Meditation Podcast presented by the Rubin Museum of Himalayan Art, a global museum dedicated to bringing greater awareness and understanding of Himalayan art to people around the world. I'm your host, Tashi Chodron. Every Thursday, we offer a meditation session at New York Inside Meditation Center that draws inspiration from an artwork from the Rubin's collection and is led by a prominent meditation teacher. This podcast is a recording of our weekly in-person practice. The description of each episode includes information about the theme for that week's session and an image of the related artwork. Our Mindfulness Meditation Podcast is presented in partnership with Sharon Salzberg and teachers from the New York Inside Meditation Center, the Interdependence Project, and Parabola Magazine, and supported by the Frederick P. Lenz Foundation for American Buddhism. And now, please enjoy your practice. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. And Tashi Delek, welcome. Welcome to the Rubin Museum of Himalayan Art's Mindfulness Meditation program here at this beautiful space at New York Inside Meditation Center. I'm Tashi Chodron, Himalayan Programs and Communities Ambassador, and I'm delighted to be your host today. So the Rubin is a global museum dedicated to Himalayan art and its insights, and we're so glad to have all of you join us for this weekly program where we combine art and meditation. Inspired by our collection, we will first take a deep look at the work of art that is chosen by our guest teacher today amongst a selection of few other objects. And then we will have a short set, about 15 to 20 minutes for the meditation guided by our teacher, Dr. Chok, Tenzin Monlam. So let's take a look at today's theme and artwork. Our theme for this month is generosity. And the art for today's session is this beautiful tanka of Buddha Ratnasambhava. In Tibetan, he is known as Rinchen Jungne or Rinchen Jungden, along with the well deities that you can see on the bottom. This is origin from Tibet, dated early to mid 14th century, and it's a mineral pigments on cloth, 32 into 26 inches, and it's called tanka, a scroll painting. Of course, you don't see the traditional silk border. You just see only the painting. The theme for the month of November is generosity. Ratnasambhava embodies the spirit of giving, his right hand in the supreme generosity or giving mudra, palm facing up, fingers pointing towards the earth. When we transcend ego-centered giving, it leads to the wisdom of equanimity. And Ratnasambhava is one of the five Buddha family, and one of the Buddha known as the Dhyani Buddhas, which is a meditation Buddha. And each Buddha amongst the five Buddha is associated with a cardinal direction. You can discover more about them through the Rubin Museum's Mandala Lab, which you can go on the Rubin's website. It's one of our favorite exhibition that was born around the COVID, and it's transforming your afflictive emotions into wisdom. And who doesn't want that, right? There is so much more information you can get on the website as well. And he's associated with overcoming pride and developing equanimity. His identifying characteristics include his yellow color and his horse vehicle, which is shown peeking out from either side of his lotus throne. Now, this tanka, dating from the early to mid 14th century, is an example of an early Tibetan painting. Works from this time period are hierarchical in nature. Since Ratnasambhava is the subject of this painting, he is centered. And then below him are the wealth deities known as Zambala. So with that, I'd like to bring you our teacher for today. Our teacher is meditation master, Dr. Chok Tenzin Monlam. He has dedicated his career to the continuance of Tibetan Buddhist culture and language in modern society. Ordained by His Holiness Dalai Lama, he studied and practiced as a Tibetan monk for 10 years, having advanced his studies through institutions for 2 decades. Dr. Chok has obtained multiple degrees in Buddhist and Tibetan studies, including his PhD from the University of Delhi. He has taught all over the world, and including here in New York and other institutions as well. And he's authored many books. You can find all of this information on our Rubin Museum and New York Insights guest teachers website as well. So please help me in welcoming Dr. Chok Tenzin Monlam.
Attached everyone. Kange tozu ni zone dawa no ne tambe chunu ko tam jyo chance. Pande zawe la maro ta gi chi pe men de ka de chi ko so to go no ze no se. No ni ji su chana de so na so shin. 자, 요즘처럼 뭐지 많이 받는 게 아니라 권해 권도 해가지고. So does it looks very serious, everyone. Say, does it leg? So I just came without any preparation, and I don't know what you want to know, but we will start with Ratna Sambhava. I think it's talked about south. You remember that, right? South direction, and then yellow color, right? But where is south? That's a big question. And also, what is yellow, right? Looks interesting, but when we come into practice, especially Dana Sambhava, if you receive highest tantra, then we have 19 samayas that you have to keep every day. So Rinjung is related with 4 samayas. And it's all related with the giving. So I just wrote down, but it's a part of my samaya everyday practice. So in English, it's the Jimbashi. We call the 4 givings, 4 types of givings. So it's a Sangsing, Chö, Mijik, Chamba. So Sangsing is a material giving, any kinds of material stuff. And Chö is giving Dharma. And 3 is protection, giving protection from fear, anxiety, etc. And the last one is Chamba, which is giving love, loving kindness, and compassion, all this. So that's also samaya that I keep. Then it also says color, and direction. But in terms of the body, actually, because it's yellow, so it's a navel chakra, right? And it's earth, so therefore its color is yellow. So we must keep this. And then inside this, we have very important energy called fire-like energy. Okay, so sometimes it's actually very much related with digestion and metabolism. So because we eat so many bad stuff, but we need this inner heat, menyam gilung, the fire-like energy, and it abides in the navel chakra. Okay, so with this, now we will learn how to practice meditation. So I don't know what kind of meditation you like. So I'm thinking maybe we'll try. We have 15 minutes, right? We'll try something like Tonglen, or we can do a little bit on analytical meditation. Okay, so which one you like? Both. So which one first? Analytical, or maybe at the end we will just do guided meditation. Okay. So anyway, 15 minutes is too short. Even 1 hour is too short, but we'll try. So meditation or mindfulness, whatever you call it, but it's training our mind. That's important. Okay. When we meditate, any types of meditation, it should train your mind so that you physically, verbally, and energetically, you should become better and better and better human being. That's the goal. Okay. Good. Makes sense? So that means we should reduce our negative emotions every day, lesser, lesser, lesser. That's the main practice, the main result of practicing meditation. That should be. Otherwise, just 15 minutes calm, it maybe it's good, but actually not good for you, it's just deceiving yourself. So you should actually learn, whatever practice you, but it should improve yourself. Here you call it personal development or something, right? So you should develop every day. Okay. So you practice every day, and then when you grow older and older, you become wiser and wiser, more calm, like that. That's the goal. We're not talking about Ratna Sambhava and all this stuff. That's a serious matter. Okay. So first, analytical meditation. There's so many topics, but we must find who am I. That's very, very important. So just close your eyes and find. You can use your name, and I'll say Chok. Is my body me? Because that's what we can always see, also feel. If my body is me, what about the head? Is it me? Or is it my right hand, left hand, my right leg or left leg, or the torso? That's pretty easy that, my body is not me. If you analyze, 4 limbs, 2 legs, and arms are not me. It's very much easy because there's so many people without, these 4 limbs. So if it's head, what about the face? It's not me. Eyes, not me. Ears, nose, mouth, teeth, even the skull and the brain, everything is not me. So basically, every particle in my body is not me. Atoms, each atom is not me. That pretty easy. But if this body is not me, why am I taking care of this body so much? Why am I giving breakfast, lunch, dinner? Why am I giving all this, things to wear? The best house. Why are you giving that if it's not me? Are we deceiving ourselves? So, like this, you analyze every day. Maybe right now, you may not feel anything, or maybe you have some kind of fear. Doesn't matter. If body is not me, what about my mind? So again, what is mind? It's not the brain. Let's say my eye consciousness is not me. Ear, nose, tongue, and the body consciousness They're very pretty much easy. It's not me because there are a lot of blind, deaf, And during COVID, we suffer from not smelling or not having taste. So that doesn't mean that it's easy. They are not me. Then what about the mental consciousness? Mental consciousness, again, in Tantra, there are different subtleties like gross. Like when we're fully awakened right now, our mental consciousness, that's not me. What about when we go further, like in sleep, the mental consciousness, that's pretty much subtle compared to the awakened state, especially in the dream state. What about in deep sleep? Its further becomes subtler. It's not me. So then who am I? Who is that person who is always looking for happiness, or who doesn't want unhappiness? Like this, every day you analyze. Just look for that person who always desire happiness or is looking for something. We tend to look for something outside. So look, just find who you are first. So once, if you meditate every day like this, and one day maybe you'll feel, maybe you find something. That's how to do analytical meditation, looking for self. Okay, now open your eyes. So next, again, we'll do a little bit Tonglen because I don't teach, which I don't do. So I practice every day on this. There is a sound coming. What is that? Oh, I see. Okay. Just listen to the sound. And you can count the sound, different sounds in the room using your fingers. Just be aware of the sound. So that's a shamatha. So now further, we go into Tonglen. So Tonglen is translated giving and taking. Because Tong is always use the breath, breathe out and breathe in. So Len is breathe in and Tong means breathe out. So based on the breathing, because we breathe in and out all the time, 21,600. So if we can use that breath as not only just shamatha meditation, but we use that Tonglen practice, it's very, very powerful. So we will do the highest Tonglen, I think. So first visualize someone who needs love or who's suffering. Someone you love so much, maybe dead or alive or who's sick, and anybody who's suffering. And you want to help that person. Okay. For those who are a little bit advanced, think about the the sufferings of all sentient beings. Visualize Earth, let's say small, and then all the sentient beings living. Use the Google map, just in front, and visualize all these sentient beings suffering. So at least you need this. So anyway, 1%, 2%, all sentient beings. Visualize that first. Now, first we'll lend means to take. So we take the suffering of that person or sentient beings. Okay, so you breathe in, long breath. Okay. And as you breathe in, that person's sentient being suffering coming in the form of smoke, dark black smoke, coming, entering through your nostrils, going deep down to the navel chakra, and visualize it spread in our whole body. Okay, and then you completely become black, like a charcoal. So we practice that for few breaths. Just only len means to take in, take in. So first visualize that person properly. Suffering, really needs help. Okay, breathe in. Now whole your body becomes black, like charcoal. And especially if you have diseases like cancer or any pain, then bring that black stuff into that area. And now that pain, you're not, because you experience pain, right? But instead of just having pain, only this much, but you're bringing all the pain and suffering of sentient beings and others into that area. Now you're not feeling or experiencing just a small personal, pain. It's a pain of all sentient beings. And now just feel rejoice. Wow, I'm able to do this. What a joy. you know. I'm experiencing this pain for others. Continue to breathe in. Now visualize that person's pain, suffering, sickness, it's all gone. That person is now free from all suffering, pain. Wow. Be joyful. That's how to, practice Tonglen, especially Lemba, to take in. Now you can give. We have so many good things, smile, so many merits that you have earned, anything, your body, everything, you see, whatever you have, just visualize that in the form of white ray. And now when you breathe out, it goes to that person or all sentient beings. Okay? Now breathe out. And that person or sentient beings receiving that positivity, and they feel very happy, joyful. So like this, practice lemba, taking in many times, and then sometimes you do giving, breathing out. And later, if you practice again and again, then as you breathe in and out, you can do, at the same time. But you need to practice every day. It's really, really powerful. For example, kina devot, kaza kina devot soso, when you feel happy, joyful, just visualize that as like a marriage, positivity. And then you can make offerings to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And may that positivity fill the whole space. Kina devot soso, pende nangka kyabyochi. When you have any pain, suffering, physically, verbally, mentally, bring the suffering of all sentient beings. And may the suffering of the ocean be dried. So it's so wonderful. Bring all the suffering to the others. May the suffering of the ocean be dried. Wow, so powerful. You forget about everything when you practice this, I all the time, I, my, all this, you see, just vanish, disappears in thin air, like that. Just practice that. Not one time, you practice every day. You don't need to sit like this, sleep in toilet when you're about, just if you sleep like this and practice, even in the nighttime, you see, when you just awake, you see, you're still in that practice, It's so powerful. And this, there's so many benefits, when you practice this, which I think you will know I'm not going to talk, because it's just lip service, You just practice every day and see, at least try for 1 month and see what happens to yourself. Okay. I think more than 15 minutes has gone, right? Yeah. Okay. First, did you meditate or you just lost?
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Chokla. Such a short time, and you really took us into shamatha and analytical and a beautiful Tonglen session. That concludes this week's practice. To support the Rubin and this meditation series, we invite you to become a friend of the Rubin at rubinmuseum.org/friends. If you are looking for more inspiring content, please check out our other podcast, Awaken, which uses art to explore the dynamic paths to enlightenment and what it means to wake up. Available wherever you listen to podcasts. And to learn more about the Rubin Museum's work around the world, visit rubinmuseum.org. Thank you for listening. Have a mindful day.